can't talk about black cinema without talking about Spike Lee.
Yeah, absolutely. Fucking Do the Right Thing. Yeah, More Better Blues. As I said, that's on my top 5 best movies. People say it's not his best work. I disagree. I think it's a beautiful fucking movie about music, about ego, about family, about dynamics, about being, you know, born and raised in the hood and trying to find any way of getting out of there.
Spike Lee also has always been about like the Black American culture and history, and he, just propagating that out to the masses. Like it's for the masses, but it's still for black people as well. Like, he's not tried to be like selling something. It's not, to me, it's never been Hollywood.
Yeah, I agree.
None of his movies that he's directed has ever been like, this is a Hollywood movie. It's been like,
this is sellouts.
Yeah, never.
No point. And you know, he's actually a teacher now. So if you're studying, I think in New York, movie making, I think he's one of the teachers. He's teaching, so he's giving back to the community, because I'm sure he doesn't need to teach people for money. He's just doing it out of love for cinema.
And he loves his community. Like, from day one, you know, he was portraying what his community is and propagating that. And so you can't mention black cinema.
Spike Lee, respect, man. And I know, again, he kind of has that universal language, because I was probably in my late teens, white dude, you know, living in Romania. I have no interaction with the black community, with the Bronx, or any of that, and somehow it still spoke to me at a very young age. And it was just a very courageous piece of work. I remember there's a scene there where they actually show a baby coming out of a pussy. Never in the history of cinema have you seen, like, literally a baby just forced out. I found that fascinating that someone dared to go there, to push the boundary of cinema in such a way.
And Spike always, I feel like he always does that in one shape or form. Whether it's like the subject matter, whether it's like, it's controversial subject matter, or there's some controversy in a scene, he always tries to push that boundary and make break the frontier of what you can and can't do in cinema.
But he also has like a social commentary that's attached somehow. This is the reality of the scene, and this is what it feels like from a black perspective. This is what it is. It's not everything, just as simple as straightforward black and white. It's always some kind of an angle, different shades. I think that's the richness, the complexity of his work, that there's always lots of different shades. And the characters are always flawed. There's never just a good guy or just a bad. There's always versions.
Like, he's done She's Got to Have It. I don't know, it's probably not something that you watch, but it's based.
What does that mean? It's something that you watch.
It's like based on so a black woman living in New York and her love life, essentially.
Fuck, I want to watch it.
Yeah. But it, again, how can a man have do so well at portraying like a woman's love story? And I don't know the backstory behind that production, but it certainly feels like there was more feminine insight into it. Or it came from a woman, a director who's a woman.
Yeah.
And it's like, well, no, it's a Spike Lee joint.
Yes, I think some directors are really, really good. They have that sensitivity and they can see the world, how a woman would see it. Or maybe we don't know the backstory. Maybe it's based slightly on his mom, sister, whatever. Yeah. Could be, but it's just interesting.
It's just, again, showing the talent, I think, of where a person can do that, give a perspective that's not their own, and make it seem very authentic.
He's an original. I mean, as I said, he calls his movies a Spike Lee joint, for fuck's sake. It's not a movie by, a film by. It's a Spike Lee joint, which is that's the way it is. That's how I want to put it.
Yeah.
And it's weird because I'm sure he got a lot of backlash back then from the distributors, you know, to put that on screen. Like, oh, should we? You know?
Yeah, it's very black.
Yeah. Yeah.
So it's like when you see that as a white person, you're probably thinking this is not for me. Or what? People, or what does that even mean? Like, what is a Spike Lee joint?
Yeah.
It
makes sense. Yeah. To me, I'm like, fucking hell, it completely makes sense.
But to others, it wouldn't.
That's what it is. Yeah.
And I think maybe that's the point. If you don't get it, maybe it's not for you.
Yeah. Yeah.
Maybe it's not for you. But
I think from a white dude perspective, I think I get Spike Lee. I have huge respect for his work and his contribution. And yeah, I think he's an amazing fucking director. I want to see more. I mean,